Hello everyone. Now in the last couple of videos I showed how I installed Linux on a laptop and also Proxmox, which is Linux based, on a little computer here to run a virtual machine server. Now we gave that an IP address when I set it up, but it didn't do anything as far as addresses go on this computer. So far we haven't done any actual networking, but we're going to do some right now. Okay, now the first thing I'm going to do is connect the two devices. Now when you've got devices that are on a network, they're called hosts. So I'm going to connect these two hosts up. And what we'll see is that as soon as I plug them in, we get the lights flashing on the network interface here. So that shows they're at least physically connected. But what are we going to do from here? Well, I'm going to look at this laptop here because it's the only screen I've got. Now up here, you can see this little thing up here saying wired connecting. If you click down on that and have a look at the wired settings, we can... it just says connecting, it doesn't say connected. So the reason is this has no IP address. Now we'll get into IP addresses in future videos, but for now we just want to get something up and running. So I'm going to go here and set some manual settings. Okay, and you can see the notification at the top here saying connection failed, and this is why. If we go to IPv4 for version 4, you can see this IPv4 method. It says automatic or manual. Now to get them automatically, we need something to give them an address. And it's a very minimal network so far, so we don't have anything giving addresses out. So we're going to have to set one manually. Okay, so I'm going to set this to be 192.168.0.1 and net mask 255.255.255.0. And that'll do for now. Okay, I'll get into what these mean in a later video, but for now, you can see it now says connected. Okay, so we're connected, so it says. Now in Linux, it's handy to do a lot of things without using the mouse for pointing and clicking. So this interface here is called a graphical user interface, okay? Because it's a graphical thing. You see it, you use the mouse and all that. But what I'm going to use is the command line interface. So if I go up to the top left here, just to bring that activities up, click down here to show them. If you scroll down a little bit, under utilities, you see terminal. And we're going to live on terminal a lot. So if you just double click this title bar here, that brings it to full screen. And if you want it a little bit bigger, just do Control-Shift+. Okay, so now we see where we are. So this is a CLI. Even it's within a graphical user interface, but it's a command line interface because I'm going to use just typing commands now. And the first one I'm going to do is IP address. Now you can just type add because it knows what you mean. Okay, so when I press enter on that, you can see down here the IP address that I set, 192.168.0.1. Okay, now there's a handy command called ping, okay, and what ping does is it sends a bit of information out to some destination and waits for a reply, and it's a good way to test basic connectivity. So we remember the IP address of this Proxmox server over here, so we can just ping it. We go 192.168.0.100. Okay, and what we see there is we're getting replies every second, okay? It tells you it's receiving them from 192.168.0.100, okay? And of course the time that they took, which was of course very quick. Now to stop that command and to stop most commands running, just press Control-C, okay? So that gets you back to the prompt, the command prompt, so you can do your next one. So what we just verified is that these two computers, these two network hosts, can talk to each other. But if you remember when I set up Proxmox, it said to connect to it to manage it, you have to go to a web browser interface and put that address in. Well, I'll do that now. So again, I'll just use the mouse, back up to the top left, go down to Firefox, which it comes with. Okay, and the address was https://192.168.0.100:, which means port, which I'll get into later, 8006. Now when I press enter, we get this warning. The warning came up because I used HTTPS in the address field, okay? So that means it's trying to be secure. But the warning's actually saying that this computer here can't be sure, it can't verify that this Proxmox server is who it says it is. So imagine if you go to a bank online, you want to make sure it's the bank that you're connecting to. Okay, well it's the same HTTPS. This wants to be sure that it's Proxmox we're connecting to. But we haven't set that up with any authority and a common trusted source to say that is who it says it is. So it could be someone imitating that, but we know it's the one there because I just set it up, right? It's the only thing I'm connected to. So I'll go at advanced and accept the risk and continue, because there is no risk in this case. So now I'm at the Proxmox interface, and if I put the username in and password, I'm logged in. I don't have a subscription for it, but it's logged in. And that is the interface for Proxmox. And what we can set up are virtual machines, which are like computers within a computer. And we're going to go through all of this later, but for now, just getting the basic setup done. So right now, I've got connectivity from this host to this host, okay? And we verified that with the ping, and now we've got the Proxmox interface up. Now, if you want to bounce between programs that you've got open, you could use the mouse and go up to the top left, and then just click on the one that you weren't on, that you want to get to, or you could just press Alt-Tab, okay? Alt-Tab switches between the two. Okay, so that's quick and easy. So there it is for now, ping 192.168.0.100. It pings. Now, of course, if I pull the cable out, naturally, it's going to stop pinging. If I put it back in again, okay, once it establishes the link again, it continues. But you can see, now I'll just stop this with Control-C, you can see that it missed a bunch, okay? The sequence numbers were going 1, 2, 3, 4, then there was a break in them, and then it kept going from 12. So that tells you we missed some. And down the bottom, you'll get a summary once you finish the program. 16 were transmitted, but only 9 received. So you had a fair amount of packet loss, okay? Okay, now I'm going to leave that there for now. I know it's only a quick video and it's pretty basic so far, but I want to make sure everyone can keep up with where we're going with this, because I don't want to have it just so those who have a background can do it. I want to make it so everyone can have a go and you can start building a network from scratch even if you know nothing. Okay, so if you have any questions, put them in the comments. But I do have an apprentice who's going to be doing this sort of thing, so I'll get questions offline as well and hopefully answer questions that you yourself may have. But in the next video, I'm going to put some more network hosts on and do some better things with the IP addresses so we don't have to put them in. And as I said, I'll explain these things in greater depth as we go on. For now, step by step, we just want to build a basic network. So until next time, take it easy.